Michelle Manning, and I have an apple for the teacher, a back to school apple, which reminds me of a funny story from a couple years ago. I always had a breakfast basket on my desk, bananas, apples for the students to take. And one day this cutie patootie little girl comes up to me with this terrorized look on her face, and she says to me, "Ms. Manning, can I throw my apple away? I don't want it." And I said, "Of course, is everything okay?" And she slowly shakes her head no, and she shows me the apple, and there's a big, fat, juicy worm in it. I've heard of them, but I've never actually seen one before. So to make it better, of course, I told the old joke. I said, "Well, you know what's worse than finding a worm in your apple?" And she's like, "No, what?" I said, "Finding half a worm." But that brings me to a piece of advice for you. A lot of times what we see isn't always the reality. We see this big, beautiful, red, juicy, fresh apple. But if you see a student who's struggling, you don't know what's going on in the inside. So always keep that in the back of your mind. When you compare yourself to other teachers, we are all guilty of that. We walk by other classrooms and we see lessons and we think, "Oh my gosh, they're amazing. I'm never going to be that good," or "I should be doing that," because all we see is the big, red, shiny, perfect apple. But what we don't see is that we all have those insecurities, those doubts. We've had a bite taken out of us. The pandemic has really done its damage. And just know that whatever you're struggling with inside, insecurities, your bruises, your bites, you are still this big, beautiful, red, shiny apple, and you have so much to offer. And I'm wishing you all a wonderful school year.